I don't
Hey.
Thank
you. Hey. Someone just withdrew money from my account.
Account? What account? Facebook?
Look, let's be serious. My mobile money account. Someone just withdrew money.
Are you sure?
I just got a notification.
Are you sure you don't ask anyone to do so?
No, I didn't send anyone to do that.
Hey, sir, you relax and check. Well, okay.
Telco has stolen my money. Let me call them.
Oh, Telco cannot just steal your money just like that. Okay. I mean, are you sure you did not buy anything online and you use mobile money to pay?
I didn't buy anything.
Okay, fine. How about subscribing for a service that requires mobile money deduction?
Which service in Ghana will cost you 2,000 cedis?
2,000 Ghana cedis?
I need to call Telco. They've
In
stolen
fact, this one, let's take the police case.
Let's call Telco first.
Yes, fine. But before that, are you sure you are the only one who know your account details?
Boss.
No, I'm talking about your mobile money PIN.
I am the only one. Who will?
Relax, take your time.
Hey God, I've been careless.
What is it?
A week ago, there's this errand boy that comes around. So he was running an errand for a colleague, and I sent him with my phone and my PIN to withdraw money from me. It was an emergency.
Huh. So you trust a stranger that much to give him your PIN?
I needed help.
You needed help? What kind of help?
He didn't do it that day.
Of course. If you had done it that day, it would have been so obvious. If you were a thief, would you have done it that day?
So what do I do now?
Change your mobile money PIN to prevent further deduction.
Hey God, 2,000 cedis.
So you have 2,000 cedis in your account, and we don't even have Ghana rice in this house. Ha! Be smart. Do not be a victim of mobile money fraud.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Chamber Dialogue. This time around proudly brought to you by the EMI's Chamber of Ghana. Now across the globe, multiple countries are facilitating or quickening their development process, helping their indigenous, trade or using digital payments. So what is the case when you come to Ghana? What is the evolving landscape when it comes to digital payments in Ghana? Well, today that's the big question, that's the big conversation. And we have two gentlemen in the studio with me. I'm going to go for a very short break. When we return, we will introduce them and get into the conversation. You learn all about digital payments, or what the situation is like in Ghana, where we've come from, where we are, and what the future looks like. And also, you learn about an important organization that has entered the space, to basically facilitate the digital payments ecosystem. My name is Bobby Ose. You're watching this on the Facebook and YouTube channels of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications. We'll be right back with the introduction of our guests. Do stay with us.
Yo, guys, I've got some money making filler.
Every day you get filler.
Oh, this filler be solid. Hey, I believe we have the mobile money account.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
to
Super. Alright, come on, guys. So, what if you send an amount of money to someone and within 2 weeks or so you receive 50% interest?
What are you talking about?
Okay, so this is how it works. All you need to do is to sign up. And when you sign up, it means your number will be paired to someone. And you will have to send the person an amount of money. And within 2 weeks or so, you will receive 15% interest.
My guy, this thing don't be true. You don't know where.
It cannot be true. Even Patrick just got his money.
So what happens if the person doesn't send the money?
If the person doesn't send the money, they block that person and they pair you with someone else.
This be fraud.
I'll see fraud.
My guy, you don't say this thing I do something before.
You?
For the first 2-3 transactions, it goes smooth. Then after, yawa pie. Then never go send the money again.
Really?
Upon further investigation, we can realize the people then they run the scheme, they don't get one more money account. Then get plenty. So at that point in time, they go pay them about it plus you, where they never go send the money again. See you. So as you if you guys say they go block the account, no, relax. Ask your body say if the account be the operator in room. No, why you for block them? No, relax. Why you for block them?
How come? Fraud.
Wait, Kofi. All these things happen to you and you never bothered to tell us.
I don't say you these guys. I talk you pet. You will laugh me. The main reason why I see you said that. This is the main reason why I hear some things I know it. Oh. So don't talk you. They go you like that.
Charlie, don't lose guard. Oh. Be smart. Don't become a victim of mobile money fraud. Stay safe.
Welcome back to the Chamber Dialogue on the Facebook and YouTube channels of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications. Now, before we went on that break, we announced that we're talking about digital payments. Now, in the past, well, we moved from barter trade using coins. Now, a lot of us are using cash, but the system has evolved, and now people have money sitting on their wallets. People are doing internet banking and the likes. So we are in that era where digital payments, is flourishing. So the two guests I have in the studio will be aiding us to understand the area of digital payments, how it's evolving within Ghana, and also what the future holds for us. So I'm just going to start with the first gentleman on my left to introduce himself, and then we would introduce the gentleman on my far left as well.
My name is Philip Fufia Muaten, Director of Telecom Cash, and also the Chairman of EMI Chamber.
Ken?
So my name is Kenneth Ashibe. I am the CEO for the EMI's Chamber of Ghana.
All right. So I showed them this card. I wish I had more of this in my account. But now, like I mentioned, these days people, I think currently if you look at the numbers, about 25 million Ghanaians have mobile money wallets. Back 4 years ago, we were hovering around 15 million. And about 10 years ago, no one actually had anything like that. So from where you sit, digital payments, can you give us a definition? What is digital payments for those who don't appreciate that?
Thank you, Baby. So let me do it in a bit of academic manner, and then I'll give examples. So digital payment is all payments that happens through digital platforms. But it's just like somebody asks you, what is Kofi? And you say Kofi is a boy. It's likely that you wouldn't understand. So just to give an example. So if you, in the past, if you go to this pharmacy shop and you want to buy medicine, for instance, you would go into your wallet, take one of these and give it to the cashier, and they give you the medicine. Today, you are able to do so using your mobile money wallet, and through your mobile phone, you are able to pay. If you did that in the past through cash, that's not digital. But if you did it today through mobile money wallet, that is a digital payment. Or also, if you are a company and you want to pay somebody and you write a check and give it to that person, that is not a digital payment. But then if you went into your banking platform and you enter the amount, the company's detail and the address, and then you push it and the money goes into the company's account, that is a digital payment. So these are the two easy examples that I can give. Maybe Ken can add to that.
Well, so I think for the view, you say succinctly. So instead of all of those coins and cash that you would carry along with yourself when you have to pay people, where then again, when you're doing cash payment, it's either you were there yourself to actually transact, or then some of the things we used to do, you would go to the STC yard, or you go to the new plant station, and then you go and send the money, and then the money would have to travel all the way, and then the person would have to go there and go and collect his money. But now you have digital payments that is happening in such a way that even if you would not be there, you're a farmer, you're a fisher folk, and you have to go and buy something from somewhere, you can just call and then ask for the thing. Once you agree with it, now even with some technologies like WhatsApp, simple WhatsApp, you can actually see the product, do a video call with the person, and then tell the person that, what, okay, so I've agreed this fish. I am sending you the money. I have sent the money to you. Then the person would then also give it to one of these vehicles, and then they will deliver it to you. And we saw what happened to all of us during the COVID era. where and the businesses that have sprung up because of the fact that now we are able to do digital payments. We have the situations where now a lot of businesses in the past that could not really cross even their towns now using other platforms, and basically because of digital payments now are able to. So if you go into my twin towns of Chiame and Asadame, for example, where weaving, is a major thing. So they weave the kente and all of that, and then they would put it, their children will put it on Facebook, Instagram for them, get people who are interested in it, and they are then able to order it, pay them the money, and then they would also deliver the product to people. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so in simple terms, payments done not using hard cash, but using platforms.
The digital platforms, yes.
Now, I want us to go back a little bit. I'm sure you, the two of you have been around for a long time. Now, we know that, okay, digital payments, the situation we have now has not always been the case. Prior to more money coming in, what, from your observation, from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, and now, what for you has been your observation in terms of the evolution of the space? And what are some of the significant things you've seen that have, I mean, from your experience, this one, I mean, just, I don't know who will take it, whether Ken, you take it first or first.
So I will do the 80s and Ken will do the 90s. so let me give you a little bit of history into digital payments. Today, when you mention digital payments, it seems it's synonymous to mobile payments. But prior to the invention of mobile money, mobile payments, and stuff like that, there were actually digital payments. So we had things like people like Visa. If you had Visa, MasterCard, and the rest were there, right? And then we also had banks that had the ability to offer you some kind of digital payment. So in those times, people who were a bit more educated digitally, not in terms of, they were educated people who could not do much digital transactions as well.
Born before
yes, born exactly, yes. They could still do transactions using their Visa card, MasterCard, or go into their computer and be able to manipulate their money, sending money outside and the rest. But then it took such a long time, so people actually never knew, most people never knew that you could do that, right? But then with the advent of the mobile money payment, it sort of democratized the entire digital ecosystem. And that is why today, when you talk about digital payment, actually what comes into the mind immediately is the mobile payment. So this is a little bit I know about digital payment prior to the mobile payments, and I would like to add a little bit.
Right. I mean, before Ken comes in, so for you, what was your reaction to, for example, the introduction of Visa, and then fast forward to the introduction of mobile money? I mean, it must have shocked you, because for a lot of people, you find that they were a bit skeptical when mobile money was actually introduced. They didn't know where their money was going, they didn't understand the whole concept of mobile money. But personally, when it was introduced, what was your reaction to it?
For me, my reaction was that I thought it's the next step, right? Because the Visa, MasterCard, and the rest were limited to few people who had bank accounts. Even today, as we speak, half of Ghanaian population don't have bank accounts. Recently, data published was showing about 15, 16 million bank account holders in Ghana, even if we talk about multiple account holders. So those days, it was limited to few elites in the society. But what I saw with the advent of mobile money was that it's going to, get to a huge base. And usually when you have a bigger ecosystem, then everybody enjoys. Yeah. So this is my reaction was, look, this thing is going to benefit a whole lot. Of course, today we still have some people who are still back. We may talk about them, how to bring them back into the digital world. But then what we see is that, as you mentioned, more than 25 million out of 30 million Ghanaians actually have active users of. So it tells you how it has accelerated or leapfrogged the digital payment, which we will talk about the benefit of this shortly, but it benefits everyone. Think about it, 12 p.m. or let's say 12 noon, and then there is your mother sick at Tamale, and they need money to take this mother to the hospital, and they don't have money. In the past, from here to Tamale, you can imagine how to get money there. But today, just a click of button, the money gets there, right? So the benefits are enormous.
We'll get to it. So Ken, for you been around for this while, you've seen the transitions. What have you made of them, and what has surprised you?
Well, interestingly, I think I'm one of those who was not surprised with the technology, because I kept asking myself, how are we going to do this? And the Kenyan example had started a bit earlier on. I thought, how was this going to happen? So you saw that in Ghana, we started off with the agency banking guidelines and directives. Then in 2013, the guidelines for electronic payments then came up by Bank of Ghana. Then around 2015, the mobile money guidelines were actually now introduced. And then you got the likes of Mobile Money Limited getting involved, Tigo, Cash, also then getting involved. And I think the interesting thing for Ghana was when you look at the evolution, the fact that the regulator, which was Bank of Ghana then, involved a lot of the players in the whole conversation. So from the transition to the guidelines all the way to the point where the Payment Systems and Services Act was passed, there was the involvement of the players. So the likes of Philip and Co, who have been involved in this business, help drive regulation, help drive the uptake of it. And so for a very long time, you saw players do a lot of investment into the business. But we were coming on the back of some very difficult times that we've had in our lives as Ghanaians. For those my age would remember the 50 cedis, during the Rawlings era where that 50 cedis was recalled, so people had put their monies in the banks, and then had lost it. And now you are coming to now tell them that, when you take your money to somebody, they can put it on something. You won't be seeing your money again, but your money is there. So I'm sure you remember that one of the favorite ads that came when mobile money came. The young boy asks, "Nasikane way, where's the money?" And so it took a lot of doing by the players, and then the regulator, to be able to get people to now come and accept it. The fact that you can put money on something and then you can get the money, when you need it, and then also. With the whole digital payment, it also, as Philip had said, it democratized it. So people who in the past, you could not even think of, the banks would not think of even giving them access to credit. Based on the mobile money system that had done, now people could also be able to get credit. Another challenge was also that, in those times, if you are not working in a formal employment, and you know that in Ghana, the percentage that are in formal employment are so few. Even the way you dress, the way the banks do their things, you don't even have the confidence to say you are walking in there to go and open an account. But then had come mobile payment, had come digital payment. After we've evolved from electronic payments to digital payments, which was being driven by mobile, where you had the agents right at the doorsteps of the people. So people could they could relate. The people who were the agents were like you. So you could actually go to them and then be able to do business with them. And so it then got everybody then involved. And as Philip has said, if you look at the last Findex report, it still tells us that there are a few people who are beyond, but a lot more people had come into it. Then, so another challenge then we had in the early days was also the fact that if you were on one particular network, you could send money, but beyond the networks, there was a struggle that were with it. Then the fintechs also started coming in. So the fintechs then also provided you the means, but then the cost of doing that with the fintechs was a bit expensive, the token. And so come 2017, 2018, we started working on mobile money interoperability. And now you are able to send money, not only just among the mobile money companies, but even eSwitch was added to it. The banks were also added to it. And so because of that, now the whole issue about bank account, once you have a mobile money account, the services, the products that you will get on a bank, you are able to get it because you can do business seamlessly. And so this is how we have really evolved with strong collaboration between the players and also the regulator. And so that for me has been one of the important features. So you found out that Ghana, for example, we had come way back. You had the likes of Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. But it got to a point where now we're second to Kenya, you know, and we kept making progress until the infamous e-levy came in and slowed us down a bit, you know.
Yeah. I mean, without the introduction of e-levy, obviously the rate at which we are accelerating would have been impressive. So you've given us a very, you know, almost like historical depiction of the introduction of digital payments and where we are now. So are we there yet? I mean, have we arrived? I mean, we have about 70 million registered cumulatively mobile money account holders, 25 million active users. So can we say, okay, we're there yet? Or there are more steps where you feel, I know you've spoken about using artificial intelligence, for example, to ensure that those who might not be able to speak English can, what do we need to do, government, private sector, regulators, to further democratize, you know, access to digital payments? Any ideas?
Are we there yet? We
Yes,
are not there yet.
at all.
Maybe.
At 25.
At all.
Yeah, maybe we are not there yet, and we cannot be complacent with this. Because the benefit, as I said, is enormous, and you want everybody to enjoy that part of the pie.
Yeah.
So if you look at it today, you go to certain areas in Ghana where there are no access to the infrastructure, the network, or the system through which this digital infrastructure runs on. So if you have such communities where they don't have the site, which is the baseline for any digital financial service, then it's a problem. Okay. I would say government, the operators are doing very well. We have government, NCA, and some third party putting up infrastructure, GIFEC, through GIFEC, for which the operators are hanging on the equipment. Once they are able to do this, we are deepening accessibility in the form of access. But that's not it. Even if you have the site and people do not have the handset, it's also a problem. So you have a huge chunk of people who today don't have means or the accessibility to the mobile handset.
Too expensive.
Yes, too expensive. And this is where I think government and operators can work hand in hand by policy design, say taxes, rebate on things like handset coming to the country, just to make sure that we deepen the access so that people, once you put the infrastructure, people have access in terms of phones, but also even when they have the phones, it's not the end. People, the literacy bit of it is very important.
Yes.
People may have the phone, but they don't know how to use it. And that's where, again, the operators come in. So we need to build the consumer education, digital literacy education, a way of educating the people, and even sometimes even people with the ability to see, like people with the impairment in terms of the eyes and the hearing. We need to come up with solution, and that's where artificial intelligence comes in. If their voice, fingerprints, and the rest can help them to be able to access the service, then we are moving towards the end where it becomes very inclusive. Then everybody is getting the access to the benefits.
Wow, okay. I mean, it seems like you said everything. I don't know if you have anything to add.
You know, again, even if I would step back a bit beyond where Philip started from, where he talked about the telecommunication infrastructure, there are places where you don't even have electricity. So once you don't have that, you know, then even if even your folks send you an old device, you know, how are you going to be able to charge that? So that's a bit of the point where we need to go back to be able to bring the people in. And as Philip has said, you know, so there's a lot of work going on with rural telephony and all of that, then accessibility, and then the type of device, the literacy challenge. Also, for me, a critical thing is that we've pushed a lot of usage, but most of the usage has been P2P, people sending money.
Yes.
You know, but now the point where we've gotten to is merchant payments, where we're actually using it to pay for services so that gradually we can pull back on the use of cash. So how do we do it such that, you know, if I was leaving home, all I needed was just my device. I get to the trotro, I'm able to take my trotro. I get to, Kofi Brookman at lunch, I'm able to buy that. Or somebody, the market woman gets into the market. He does not have to carry any money with her. The person who's coming to buy oblayo, the person who's coming to buy salt, just comes, they do the transaction, then the next person, they do the transaction so that the money then stays on the wallet. Because sometimes what then you tend to find, and the Philips company will tell you, you have agents in some remote area. So you have mobile money. Mobile money is sent there, but now you have to take cash because, the agents, everybody's withdrawing the cash. So once it gets, they will go and withdraw it again and turn it into cash. To be able to spend it. So we've gotten to the point where we really need to push merchant payment. And if we do, when you push merchant payment, what is going to happen is that in a country where majority of us don't pay taxes, if you push merchant payments and really goes, then you'll be able to find the businesses people have done. And then at the end of the year, the profits that they have made, and then you move taxation from where it's front loaded to other back, based on the profit that everybody. So the person who is selling okulacha, for example, he makes okulacha. He makes a profit at the end of the day. So you don't tax him at the beginning where he's beginning to do the business. Also, what is going to happen is that somebody who sells coconut by the side of the road, on a truck. Yeah. He is able to he will be able to go to Philip or any of the EMI companies and then say that, this is the transactions I do. So give me a loan for my business, and he'll be able to demonstrate, his cash flows and all of that. So you then begin to see that people who, in the past, were not able to expand, they would also be able, to expand. So the whole issue, and let me tell you one thing, even e-levy, with all its ills, one of the things is done because it exempted merchant payment. What is done is that now the GRA can then tell the number of people who actually are merchants and actually are doing merchant business. It even gives opportunity of government to say that, if you do digital payment, you are accepting payment, maybe your CIT that you would pay will be lower than somebody who is doing cash, because government can also see visibility. Yeah. So that's the next level that we've gotten to. Philip has been advocating something. When we met with the governors, one of the things that was said, can we start withdrawing the lower denominations?
The one CD,
even go down.
The 50 pesos.
Exactly. How many times have you collected that?
Yeah.
Your pesos. But if we decide,
the pink colored ones.
Exactly. Yes. Those the other color ones, But if now you know that all those transactions will be done digitally, then when you go and you buy fuel and it's even 400 CDs, 37 pesos, the coins that is on it, it's you accumulate it. So we start taking all of that. When you do that, another thing is that it costs government a lot of money to mint these coins, to print the currencies as well. So gradually, as you do it from the bottom, you start coming up. Gradually, then you start withdrawing all of these notes in. And then the risk that some of our market women face, you are carrying money along with you and all of that. Now people know you won't carry that money. So they won't come and attack you on the way because they know you have physical cash. So the benefit, and so that's why when Philip says we are not there at all. Merchant payment is still at the rudimentary level, and we need to deepen that, So there's still a lot more that we should do.
So I know some of our audience, members would be technical people, but then when you say merchant payment, just break it down for me. You mentioned you said okulacha, the tailor, yes. the corner shop. Yes. You're looking at persons who are engaging in maybe small business, any type of business
that you sell. So basically, once you sell a product or a service, you are a painter, you are a mason, you provide farming service. So when you go and you do the service, instead of the person paying you cash, you say that I receive mobile money, I receive digital, not even just mobile money, digital payment. Yeah. So then that becomes merchant payment. So it's not as if, Bobi, I need money and you are sending me money. That one, we've been doing that. Yes. But now I am offering a service. I want to come and take care of your old lady for you. So at the end of the week, when I've done it, you, instead of paying me with cash, I'm able to receive it. Right. And so then what also happens is that the likes of Philips and other EMIs, they can register you as merchant. So that account that you use is registered as known as a merchant payment. So every payment that comes into that, we know that it's for business reasons. So it makes it easy for you to also go to anybody who wants to give you a loan, who wants to give you a service, to say that, you know what, all the monies that are coming in here. So even when, the way some people struggle even when they want to go and get visas, because they work for themselves, they don't have bank statements. They take that merchant payments there. Straight away it says, I do this business. I want to go to Turkey to go and bring these. This is evidence of the business I do. Immediately, so it would then allow all of these people who do a lot of business but in the past, because they also don't have bank accounts, to struggle. So we have all of these things that we need to deal with.
Just to add a little bit to this for our listeners, if you have your mobile money account and you use it to receive money from people, you'll be charged e-levy. But if you register a merchant number and people pay you, they are not charged you e-levy. So all that you need to do is, even if it's a district assembly receipt, which you pay tax anytime they come, or any business document, show it with the mobile money operators or the fintechs and use it to register. Once you register and then people pay you onto it, you won't pay e-levy.
Great. So that's another incentive for you if you want to, become a merchant and receive payment like that. So you've spoken about collaboration, the need for us to educate our people, get us advocated for merchant payment and all of that. Now, there are different players within the system trying to facilitate all of this. In my introduction, I spoke about the new body that would try and it's coming to the space to improve the digital payment ecosystem. Try and advocate for players like the AT monies, the G monies, the mobile money limiters, the telecell cash, the Z-Pays, and the likes. So that's the next step of the conversation, the EMI's Chamber of Ghana, and how they can facilitate, with respect to fighting fraud, with respect to literacy, with respect to making merchant payment the norm. So we're going to go for a quick break, just think about that, and when we get back, we'll delve into that part of the conversation. Because now we've had like a masterclass on digital payment, So, for me, just make sure you stick and stay, take your pens, and papers, and, take some notes. And also, if you have any questions, please send them in, and we will make sure we revert with our answers. You're still watching the Chamber Dialogue. Today's edition, Ghana's Evolving Digital Payment Ecosystem, with Mr. Philip Martin and Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I don't sit up. I don't sit up, crash.
You know they sit up. You never go sit up. Every day you know they sit up. But you don't get the slides.
Forget. Sefa crash. She keep chop.
Call him.
Sefa. Tell her call her for phone. Stop. Charlie. Wait for my phone.
It's okay.
Oh, where are you two? Why?
I'm sorry.
You're always late. What's up?
Sorry.
Tell him go.
Let's go. Hello? Yes. You've sent money into my account. I've not yet seen the message. Let me check and get back to you. So these people never get that idea.
What is it?
This man says he just sent money into my account, but I can't see any message.
The people at work.
they don't get tired. Fraud alert that Charlie.
He's calling back. Let me put on speaker.
Is it the same number?
Hello?
Please, have you seen the message?
Yes, but why is it from a phone number and not the network?
Madam, I don't know. All I know is my money has come to you and I'm asking you to send it back.
You have to call the network to transfer it back to you.
Madam, do you want them to block your account?
See, this hot afternoon, don't come and disturb anybody. You can't come and give me pressure.
So you somebody chop your money small, then you do what?
This time of the year, we chop money. Fraud. Oh.
But you check your account and be sure. Now these people
There is nothing here to even show. There's
just be
nothing.
sure. So call me the camera.
Is it the same number?
I don't know. Different. Hello?
Hello, I am calling from the head office. We received complaint from Black and White Ventures that you have received mobile money by mistake and you have refused to send it back.
What is your name?
My name is Georgina Mensah. I am calling from the head office.
And what do you want?
If you don't send it back, we will block your account, though.
See, feel free, block the account. We are tired of you. We know you are fraud. Block it. Charlie, be smart. Don't become a victim of mobile money fraud. Stay safe.
Be smart, don't become a victim of mobile money fraud. If you're out there and you're watching this, make sure you're careful. The calls you receive with people saying they've sent money to your account, you reverse it. Please do not entertain those calls. Make sure you report them to your network. Yes. So the conversation was getting interesting, and then we went for a break. We spoke a lot about the evolution of digital payments, financial inclusion, the things that need to be done. Currently, we are around 25 million people with mobile money accounts, including you if you're watching me. But are we there yet? My panelist said, no, we are not there yet. We need to make sure we democratize merchant payments as well. So that if you go to the person selling coconut by the roadside, coffee broke man, you're buying your gobe, you are buying your beans, you're buying your rice, you're buying stuff at the market, you should be able to pay using the merchant payment model. So now, what are players in the industry doing to, for example, stop things like fraud, like you saw in the advert that play? What are players in the industry doing to foster collaboration, to educate the people in our rural areas to be able to use digital payment platforms more? Now, so that we shift the focus onto the EMI Chamber of Ghana, and I'll leave it to I don't know, the chairman or CEO of the chamber to actually. So chairman.
So I will be brief here, and Ken, being the CEO of the EMI, will give us a bit more insight into what it is. But basically, to say EMI is electronic money issuer. So if you all understand the way mobile money started, it started with the mobile money companies, right? And the mobile money companies, which I've worked for many years, we know how to do best is selling airtime and people talking, right? We are not really financial, experts, right? But when it comes to mobile money, that's financial aspect. So in fact, our regulator as a mobile money is central bank and not NCA. So once we were born by the mobile money company, over time we had to, cut our umbilical cord from that mobile money business, because that's not where we belong to, and find association with the other resemblance of our distance. So then I'm talking about ZPay and the rest. We join hands together because we know we belong to the same field. So ZPay is one of them, GPay is one of them.
We have 80 Money.
80 Money is mobile
money limited.
Momo Ghana is also mobile money side. So we join hands to them and say, let's find a way where we can educate our real customers, that the people who are using the mobile money better, how we can collaborate better with our regulator, the central bank, and how we can take this industry to the next level. Because I've always said that in the next 5 to 10 years, if you were to find physical cash, it probably might be a museum, because every financial transaction would happen through the digital platform. And therefore, the birth of EMI, it's the right thing, and it's at the right time, so that we will be able to, take the battle to the next level. I will leave it to Ken to...
So Ken, someone would say, the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications can deal with the issues of the electronic money issues. And what would you say to someone like that, and what is the difference, and what's the vision for the EMI Chamber?
So again, you're right, as Philip said, the mobile money, the telecom companies had their mobile money companies, and they were their subsidiaries.
So AT Money, MTN, mobile money limited, Telecel Cash.
So, but what then happened was that with the Payment System and Services Act and the licensing that was opened, then you did not need to be a telecommunication company to do mobile money. And so we had the birth of G-Money, which is a bank-led mobile money company. Then you have ZPay, that is a fintech-led mobile money company. There was one of them too as well, which was bank-led, but that has not come into operation. So, and you had the telecom companies whose focus and direction was more towards the Ministry of Communication and the NCA. Then you had the issues of their mobile money companies that were dealing more with Bank of Ghana and to some extension Ministry of Finance. And so it was important that we came together and then we were able to deal with the issues that were of common interest to our customers first. Because all of the 5 EMIs all have the same customers that have the same interest. So what is it that we can do together? So you mentioned the issues about fraud. How do we educate them for, how do we ensure that we create, the right ecosystems so that the movements of money across, we're able to do that seamlessly? How are we able to work together with the agents that we have, because in the mobile money field as well, you have some agents that are there. There's some common issues that are of interest to us. So we realized the fact that if we really wanted to go far and go quickly, we needed to come together. So the EMIs Chamber was birthed, which is made up of these 5 registered EMIs. And so our first inaugural president is Philip, is our first chairperson. Then we have Ebo Richardson from G Money, who is our inaugural vice president. Then you have Shaibu Aruna from Mobile Money Limited, the MTN Mobile Money. And then you had David Sefa from AT Money. And then you then have Andrew Techiapia from ZPay. They've, together with myself, we formed the executive committee. And these 5 of them also have their designates. And then we then come together with the designate and form the governing council. And then so based on that, our aim is to find out how we push financial inclusion, how we advance the interest of the industry, how we work together with our various regulators. So you find out that through the work of the EMI Chamber, for example, we're able to get, working together with GRA and all of that, get e-levy, for example, to be reduced. Recently, the EMI Chamber, we were in Koko, where we did a town hall meeting, Market Storm, where we brought together the people, educate them on the issues of fraud. We've engaged, the EMI Chamber have engaged, Ghana Association of Banks. We're looking at the issues of how we deal with the issues of fraud. We've engaged the IGP, we've engaged with several players, SEC and all of that. And all of this is focused on the customer of the EMIs, who tends to be a bit different. As Philip said, the telecom companies, they are talking about their voice, they are talking about their data. Here we are talking about cash, money, l'argent. So that has been the focus. And I mentioned also the engagement that we had with Bank of Ghana. So now what has happened is that all the things that the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunication used to do for the EMIs, now it's being done by the EMI Chamber of Ghana. And on the 3rd of October, we are launching formally, though we've been working since last year, we're formally going to launch the EMI Chamber. His Royal Majesty, the Government Chair, is going to be the special guest of honor, together with our guest speaker, the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, coming to launch it at Movenpick,
Marriott Hotel, yes. It's
Marriott Hotel,
yes.
Forgive me.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think earlier on in the conversation, we spoke about the fact that, yes, when you monitor consumer behavior with the introduction of mobile money in 2009, a lot of mistrust, a lot of skepticism about it. Now, we've traveled 2009 till now, that's about 15 years. There's adoption has increased, but then the issues of trust is also, critical. So for a new chamber such as this that is looking out for the interest of the customers of their members, what is the strategy to deal with the issue of trust? What are the key challenges with trust? We are finding people trying to defraud people every day. What are we going to do to ensure that our customers believe in the EMI's chamber, believe in its individual members, and then, utilize our services and our products more?
Yeah, there is a saying is that wherever people's money are is where their heads are. Their also hearts are also. So usually people, and one thing that I have seen is that if you check the rate at which people check their balance on their mobile money, it's very higher than they check their airtime balance.
Yes, that's true. Is that very true?
Yes. It tells you that people really want to be sure that the money is there. Some people do it about 3 times a day, right? So trust is key in this business, and we don't take it for granted. So from the level of the EMI operators, we are investing in a lot of devices, equipment to be able to protect the consumer's money all the time. We are not there yet, as we said, we are not there yet, because always the fraudsters are one step ahead of you. So you should always be doing very fast, very good job, getting the right equipment, detection, looking at the behavior and the rest. So that is one aspect of it, having the right equipment to be able to protect the funds of your customers. But the other bit, and if you look at it when it comes to fraud, it forms about 90%. It's what we call social engineering, right? Yes. So somebody calls you, and I'll give a typical example of social engineering which used to happen before mobile money. So you go to Makola, and then somebody comes with a nice watch, and then you look at the price, you know it won't cost that much. But being a little bit greedy, you decide to buy this Rolex watch at half the price. And then by the time you get home, after paying that money, you realize it's a beer head, it's a Fanta head that you actually bought with that much money. And this is an example of social engineering. So people trick your sense of loyalty and association and the rest. Use that against you and take your money. So they do it a lot, and this is how come they end up taking people's money from their distance. Wow. There is always a communication saying that if you're buying anything from the social media or on the distance, never pay the money until you see the item. But yet we have very people well educated give up their money without receiving the item, and then by the time it comes back to them, Jack, the thing is gone, their money is gone, and they don't see this. So this is other part. How do we address this part of it? Is what you guys did in Coco, and I give you thumbs up for that. So EMI Chamber is doing it, the education, but also the mobile, the EMI operators are also doing it at the back, educating the customers, all scenarios of some of these social engineering, letting them know. So some of the playback you just did during the advert actually is some part of the education we are giving to the customers, and we will continue to educate the customers. Cyber security is a big area. It's a big. The moment you get into the digital payment system, it's a big thing. We are in collaboration with the National Cyber Security, working on some of these things, how to address some of the big fraud that are likely to happen. They are also giving us alert. We are working to tap into their system. They will have access into our system, such that if you do a fraud on one mobile payment platform, it's immediately captured alongside. So we should actually be able to block the device which you use to do that fraud. We are not there yet, but these are some of the things that we are doing to protect our customers.
Yes, I mean, for people also losing their watches, in Moko like that.
Well, so again, so as Philip said, social engineering has been with us from Adam. And so what we need to do is constantly alert, everybody of the issues that are, that are involved. And so in October, for example, the EMI Chamber will be going to a mosque. We'll be going to the Holy Spirit Cathedral. We'll be going to Accra High School to engage, educate people, and let people learn the tricks. It's innately we are greedy people. So again, as Philip said, that the price of this watch is not the price you're paying. Right?
This is Mokola Rolex.
But so we are telling people that we need to tame that greed, and because they exploit that. The other thing is about our openness. Ghanaians are very welcoming, open, and people exploit this. So you find out that most of the social engineering, just look at the things that we do. So we said to people, your PIN, don't give your PIN to anybody in any circumstance. Don't discuss. Anybody calls you wanting to discuss anything about your mobile money, cut the call. You be the person who has originated it. So you know the number for your EMI, and then be able to call and originate it. One of the challenges I have given to our members is the fact that we need to start. Most of our people use what they call the YAM phones, and then most of them use the USSD.
Yes.
We need to start finding a way of migrating people onto the digital platform. So, Telecel, they have an app that you could use. All the rest of them have it. Such that when I want to withdraw money, so my grandmother in Chame or Sadame, for example, can just using her biometrics, her face, her thumbprint, then talk to the phone and say, Nam so wait, give me 10 CDs. Then it will ask her what I heard. Then she will mention her password, verbally, because of voice recognition and all of that. She can redraw it, because now what is happening is that some of our people, they write their pins and they add it to their phone. Then they will add the phone and give it to someone to go and do the withdrawal for them. And so we need to recognize that this is our challenge with us. And so how do we solve the problem for these people? So as we do the education, we also want to use the technologies. And then not only, you see, the challenge, the interesting thing is that because mobile money also underpins a lot of the things, most of the fraud now is not even just happening on the mobile money. Somebody would hack somebody's WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Once they hack his WhatsApp, then they will start, talking to other people and, now be telling them that it is me, I want a loan, and then I want a loan, then people are sending money to the people.
Yeah.
So by the time you see Bobby, I've not called Bobby, but Bobby said and I've sent him the money. Yeah. By the time you see the money is
it's not him. Yeah.
And the fraud is such a way that now not only they will take the money, they can even take the money from a bank account, move it onto mobile money. Now there's blockchain as well. Yeah. By the time you see it, once it moves into the blockchain, they completely you can't find it. What we do as EMI Chamber, for example, is working amongst ourselves. So, once you send money even wrongly or some of these things happen, you can report it and the money will be held for you. So some of the things that we're exploring, and Philip was just giving me some insight about the possibility of even starting an API amongst ourselves. Because now one of the things they do is that they will move the money across platforms. Yeah. So they defraud you on one of the networks, then they will move it to the next one, and then they will move it. So if we are able to do it, so if the transaction happened on network A and they move it onto network B, the network B then can stop the transaction on network 1 directly with an API. So we're trying to find ways we can use technology to be able, to support these things. Also, conversation about the security of our agents. You find out that people attack our agents. So we're also finding ways in which, as the EMI Chamber, we'll also be able to help, our agents secure our agents. How do we move, to the next level? We believe that as an EMI, we should be able to drive Ghana's digital agenda. So we are available to work together with government. We are available to work together with some funding agencies that will have some digital things that they want to do with Ghana, and we can work together with them, bring together the convening power of the EMI Chamber, and be able to help Ghana drive the agenda of Ghana's digital agenda, a typical one. Then we were working under the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunication. Yeah. But the mobile money interoperability was driven heavily, right from the chamber. And it's the same thing that we believe that we'll be able to do, working together with any regulator, any government entity, any funding agency, to be able to support, especially the issues around financial inclusion. How do we ensure that the 4 million or so people who are left, who are not included, we can get them included? Yeah. As Philip has mentioned, how do we also ensure that those who are fiscally challenged, we also can get them here? The issues around digital literacy, the issues even around the English literacy, which tends to be what we use on the various applications. How do we get that? And those are things that, because we would convene the power of our members. And one of the things I've been working at this chamber for a very long time is the level of expertise that exists within our members. So we are a very small team at the Secretariat, but we're big because you have people who have been working this for a very long time. So when opportunities come, so this is speaking to government, speaking to funding agencies, when there are any challenges to be done, because we also do a lot of research and we are the people who are in touch with the customers as well, we will be able to bring that convening power, to be able to deliver some of these projects for Ghana at costs that are, almost next to nothing to what we did. Because when we did the MMI, as a chamber, we did not charge a person, to be able to get that done. And also working together, the PPP thing worked very well. And we keep on working with GIBS, the likes of GIBS, and all of that, to be able to ensure that we're able to deliver value for our country, Ghana. For our country, Ghana, and also our customers. So with the objective of helping to drive, Ghana's digital
agenda and also making life more convenient for our customers. I guess the EMI chamber is here to stay. So just want your final words before we wrap up. We've spoken a lot, given some historical context to digital payments in Ghana, the evolving landscape. When you cast your eyes, into the future, what are you seeing when it comes to digital payments, and where do you see the EMI chamber, in all of that? Just your final words before we wrap up.
Okay, so what I would say is that the digitalized economy, which Ghana has been in the forefront, has set on the sail, and it's going forward. It's never stopping anywhere. Today, what the EMIs are doing is basically collecting all the physical cash from the country, dump them somewhere at the central bank, waiting to be bent, and then thereafter that everything will happen through a digital platform. And this is what we are doing. I think the EMI chamber has come to support this move in terms of educating the public how to use this thing, in terms of helping the government in the policy initiative, working with the regulators to come up with the right regulatory requirements. Because you see, our regulator is very forward thinking, and I must applaud that. I should have said that somewhere.
The Bank of Ghana.
First thing that I think Central Bank has done, which to me is a very good thing, is they recognizing the importance or the needs or special needs of these EMIs from the banks, and therefore setting up what we call fintech and innovation office, just to deal with this. Because usually, if you look at the fintechs, if you look at what the real regulatory requirements of banks and the rest, this is a young boy who has come out of school and he has ideas with the jeans and the t-shirt on top, and one like Mark Zuckerberg, and trying to change the world. If you frustrate him with the regulatory requirement, he will not be able to do that. Sure. So you need to treat them differently, and that's exactly what Bank of Ghana did with the creation of what we call Fintech and Innovation Office. And they came up with what the regulatory sandbox and stuff like that. Yes. I think they are doing a lot. I would applaud them for that. There are a lot more to be done, but I think they have started from the right place and doing the right thing. So let me not talk too much. I think we have the opportunity to change the world through the digital payments. Credit card didn't start from here. Mobile payments started from Africa, and we will take it to the world.
Thank you so much, Mr. Philip. And Ken?
Well, so thank you. And again, so just to say that we met with two political parties. We have the EMI manifesto that we have sold to them. There are some ask that we have asked of them. And definitely, as we see this government ends its term and the next government starting, whoever government is going to be, we've met with former President Mahama, Vice President Baumia. We've met with both of them. We have gotten their commitment to be able to work with us. We're definitely going to be engaging them in January to make sure that we are helping drive Ghana's digital agenda forward. Our focus is on how we use the advantage of where we are, the whole issues of digital transformation, to be able to catch up. We have lost with the first industrial revolution, the second, the third. We're not going to let the fourth, leave us by. So based on that, we're going to drive a lot of that, and we're going to work together with our regulator. And as Philip has mentioned, our regulator is a very forward-looking regulator, and we're going to continue working with them. We're going to work with the government. We're going to work with various entities to make sure that we make sure we can use this to be able to make a statement that Ghana has arrived, Africa has arrived. I don't like using the leapfrog, but we'll make sure that we take our rightful place in development. Use that to be able to develop, our agri-tech, the various other sections of our economy, so that they can ride on the back of these to make sure, all the new things that are coming, blockchain, how do we take advantage of them, AI, all the digital, and then also offer jobs for our people. How do we use that? AFTA is coming in. How do we use this mobile money business, this digital platforms, to be able to create jobs for our young people who are coming, also to be able to export into a larger market like Africa and into the world. So that's one of the commitments that we have as the EMI Chamber of Ghana. And so people should expect more from us. The issue of building trust, we will work together with all of them. But just as we say, as we end, we are telling people that make sure you secure your mobile money PIN. Don't share it with anybody. If you are in doubt, cut that call. If you are not happy about it, cut that call and call. It's 100 to almost all the EMIs and speak to them about this thing that has happened, and they will be able to help you deal with them.
Wow. I mean, so much said. I'm very grateful to the two of you for joining me today. I'm sure the audience has benefited immensely. Mr. Philip Amwating, Director, Telecel Cash, and the chairman, the inaugural chairman of the EMI's Chamber of Ghana, and Engineer Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, the CEO of the EMI's Chamber of Ghana. My name is Bobby Ose. It's been a pleasure coming your way, and as my boss said, make sure you secure your PIN. Do not share with anybody. If the call comes in, cut it. Protect yourself, and then just get excited, because the EMI Chamber is here to stay and to facilitate, the digital transformation of Ghana. Many thanks for your time, and we'll see you another time on the Chamber Dialogue. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. How much time? Okay, you're playing the ad to wrap it up here. All right, sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right.
How much time did we do? Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
You're most welcome.
Appreciate it.
So I'll show you have the animations. Okay, well, I'll show it in my.
It's my laptop.
No, I'll show it.
Okay. All right.
So can we get?
Can we go?
Leave?
Sam, can we go?
No, but you can be just chat.
Okay.
Okay. But how many minutes have you done so far?
1 hour.
Exactly.
1 hour, yeah, 1 hour, 1 minute.
Okay. Great.
What do you call it? David, when he came to Koko, he said we should do the thing once every month. Once every month.
Yeah, we can do once every month. When we come, we do one.
No, not this one.
No.
We're
Then
talking
Koko.
about Koko.
Experience.
The market
The
store.
market
Oh, no, that one they can do.
Because the cost and the planning of it. So maybe we'll explore and see if we can do two.
Charlie. I don't sit up, cry, Charlie.
You know the sit up. You never go sit up. Every day you know the sit up. But you know get the slides.
Forget. Sefa crash, she keep chop.
Call him over.
Sefa! Charlie, call her for phone stop. Charlie. Wait for my time.
It's okay.
Oh, where are you two? Why?
I'm sorry.
You're always late. What's up?
Sorry.
Charlie, move.
Let's wait. Hello? Yes. You've sent money into my account. I've not yet seen the message. Let me check and get back to you. So these people never get tired, eh?
What is it?
This man says he just sent money into my account, but I can't see any message.
The people at work.
they don't get tired. Fraud alert, that's Charlie.
He's calling back. Let me put on speaker.
Is it the same number?
Hello?
Please, have you seen the message?
Yes, but why is it from a phone number and not the network?
Madam, I don't know. All I know is my money has come to you and I'm asking you to send it back.
You have to call the network to transfer it back to you.
Madam, do you want them to block your account?
See, this hot afternoon, don't come and disturb anybody. You can't come and give me pressure.
So you somebody chop your money small, then you do what?
This time of the year, we chop money. Fraud. Cool.
But you check your account and be sure. Now these people
There
there.
is nothing here to even show. There's
Just be
nothing.
sure. Some call me the camera.
Is it the same number?
I don't know. Different. Hello?
Hello, I am calling from the head office. We received complaint from Black and White Ventures that you have received mobile money by mistake and you have refused to send it back.
What is your name?
My name is Georgina Mensah. I am calling from the head office.
And what do you want?
If you don't send it back, we will block your account though.
See, feel free. Block the account. We are tired of you. We know you are fraud. Block it. Charlie, be smart. Don't become a victim of mobile money fraud. Stay safe.